Hi everyone, welcome to With the Messenger. My name is Whitney, and this will be your Jupiter in Cancer transit reading. I'm gonna talk briefly astrology. This is mainly tarot and oracle deck reading. Okay, so more from an intuitive standpoint than an astrological, but I will touch a little bit on the astrology. This is a very beneficial transit because Jupiter exalts in the sign of Cancer. Of course, it's going to start off with a little tension because Saturn is in its early stages of Aries at the moment, so it's going to immediately create a square to Saturn. Not the easiest energy, right? Last year, I think it was November or December, we had that Saturn square, but at that time it was in Gemini, which is in detriment, and Pisces. So now it's going to be between your Aries and Cancer house. Okay, you know where Saturn goes, it restricts, it demands, it places some limitations. So the expansion that is trying to happen in your Cancer whole sign house from your Aries whole sign house is going to present a bit of challenge, a bit of restrictions, a bit of limitations. It might say, yes, you might want to expand in this area, but you need to tend to this thing first in your Aries house. Okay, so I'm gonna go through each sign and I will be taking timestamps. So this is 146 Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If it's your sun, it's about your career, your purpose in this life. Could be your father as well, your moon, your mother, your emotions, your home life, your body too, to some degree, and your rising sign, just anything. Okay, so there's Saturn in your first house right now, and you might feel like there's so much that you want to do, but there are so many limitations placed on you to do it, right? If it's your moon, it could be like your body is not cooperating, it's not that energy, it's not giving that energy that you need to get certain things done. Okay, or there might be something about your mindset that you're having to mature about, and you might have some resistance against it. But where it's going to create that initial tension is with Jupiter there in your fourth house. So let's say you're trying to break away from family, right? But don't create your own roots, right? Buy your own home, even have a child, move someone into the house, move someone out of the house, move away from somewhere, break some generational curses, right? Because we do have our ancestral karma that is kind of linked to that fourth house, right? So it might take the difference from you in order to get things moving in your fourth, but the expansion will come in your fourth house. So over the next year, you could see changes in your home life, especially if you have your first IC in your fourth house. That could mean you're moving, that could mean you expanding your home, buying a new home, selling a home. There could be blessings to be had for your mother, especially if it's your Aries moon. The fourth house could be representative of the mother as well. And let's just see what we have for you all. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, please. If it's your career, maybe some of you may start to work from inside your home, outside of, I'm speaking Creole. In my culture, it would have been understood that means that you're working in your home. But yes, working from inside your home or making money from inside your home. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, please. What do we have for them for this Jupiter in Cancer transit for the next year? What are their themes? Jupiter in Cancer, themes for Aries, Sun, and Rising. Regardless, this transit will ask you to step outside of your comfort zone, whether that be in regards to your career, your purpose, your home life, doing something different as it relates to your emotional healing. You know, the fourth house is a moksha house. It does have to do with release and surrendering, healing, okay? We have distraction. Yeah, I feel this is what Saturn in your first house is trying to get rid of though, right? Ooh, and that distraction is a union. See, as they're saying distraction, could you hear that beeping that is happening outside? It's kind of serving like an alert. And then I'm also seeing a flag. I'm looking through my window. I'm also seeing a flag waving. So it's like perhaps there's been some alerts to this. Maybe it's your spiritual team. Jupiter in Cancer transit for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Someone or a situation may be calling you away from what you need to focus on, and as a result, you may end up losing something of value. It could also serve as a warning that a successful conclusion may be at risk due to something drawing your attention away from the goal. So y'all better be careful here when it comes to relationships and it not distracting you. Yeah, Judgment card, the 10 of Pentacles, right? And this would be representative of the stability in the home that one would try to have. Ooh, and the 3 of Swords. I'm gonna be honest, this is making me feel like you're gonna go through some type of breakup, or some past breakup may be triggered, because this Judgment card here is kind of like a call to your higher self, right? That card, Scorpio energy, your 8th house, that transformation, that taking off of the mask, okay? So there is expansion, stability that is trying to come here with this 10 of Pentacles. I just feel like for you all, there could be some type of romantic heartbreak that comes in that may serve as a distraction here. Or for some of you all, this could be that it's not even like a romantic heartbreak, but it could more so be that this is childhood trauma, right? Because the 4th house is activated here. And it's like, okay, if there is a divine union that you're supposed to be a part of, it's kind of hard for you to get on the same page with that person because of the distractions of the past. Okay. Let me get one more here on the 3 of Swords, please. Yeah, 4 of Wands here. That's the union. Some of you, we do have the Hanged One here with the King of Swords. So it could be that some of you, you're kind of in a fixed mindset. I know this is Piscean energy, but it's like you're in a fixed mindset. When it comes to a person or when it comes to the idea of love. Okay? And that could be serving as a greater distraction. Let me see what's at the bottom of this thing. Oh my goodness. Bond. There is no way around this, Aries. Okay? There is a romantic connection of some sort that this transit will highlight. Okay? I'm going to read Bond for you. And it's interesting because Bond is 6 and distraction is 15. That breaks down to a 6. The 6 in the major arcana is the Lover's card. Okay? All right. Bond represents a karmic relationship, a connection that goes beyond our everyday existence, whether it's a relationship to a person, a career, place, or hobby. This soul level connection is deep and strong. You can feel it course within your vein. Bond creates an energy that pulls you closer to where you need to be. And I'm looking at the red card here, right? And we'll talk back when you get too far away. When you draw the Bond card, use this as an opportunity to focus on an area of your life that feel deeply connected, because it is here that you find strength to push forward or conjure enthusiasm needed to reach a goal. So for some of you all, it could be that childhood trauma with this Three of Swords. That could be the distraction. That could be what pulls you away from the stability that you could potentially create in the present. And you know, we have self-interest after this, so this could be more so you wanting to look out for yourself. Okay, but take it as it fits, you know, your situation best. But I mean, it was pretty clear. All the cards pointed to the same thing, no matter how much I wanted to try to generalize the message. Let me take off this glasses. I see far from far with it good, but not when I'm close. 10:39. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Taurus, this energy is taking place in your 3rd house, and it will have a square to Saturn in your 12th house. The 12th house is very subtle energy. The 12th house has to do with restrictions, whether that be self-imposed or like actual restrictions, like imprisonment, stuff like that. The 3rd house more so has to do with the way we process things in our mind, right? Or logical thinking, at least. I would more see the 12th house as the logical thinking, and the 3rd house as the logical thinking, and then the 12th house as the subconscious thinking, right? What really directs why you create a logic for this thing. Because sometimes we create logics for situations only because there's something subconsciously driving us to create that narrative. I hope that makes sense. But the 3rd house has to do with projects, the media, skills, or immediate family. Not immediate family, sorry, like or siblings, but it can also be cousins, and cousins aren't immediate family. It could also be cousins, nieces, nephews, aunts, uncles, our community where we commute every day. 3rd house is also like divination work. So let's see for you all. There's an immediate square that happens that you will feel at first, and then after that you will start to see expansions in those 3rd house things. So if your parents are of an age where they could have children, then you might get a new sibling. You might switch communities if you're floating ICs in your 3rd house. You could, 3rd house is also a car. You could get a car while Jupiter is transiting your 3rd house. You could have more short distance travels. Okay. What else? You could take up new certifications. You could learn a new language, you know, stuff like that. Those are all things that are expanded. So Taurus, for this Jupiter in Cancer transit for the year ahead, what do we have? This is more so from a intuitive standpoint here. What I said before was from an astrological standpoint. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Remember, your sun has to do with your career and purpose. Your moon sign has to do, sun as well has to do with the father figures. Your moon has to do with your mother, your home, your emotions, your private life, your body. And rising sign is literally anything about you. Okay. What do we have here? And this is beautiful because this Jupiter in Cancer transit will sextile. So you'll create some type of opportunity for your sun, moon, or rising at some point. Clear, concise, accurate messages. Aries message was so clear. So if you have Aries placement, please go and check that out. Like, the cards just kind of just keep repeating the same messages throughout each deck, which is pretty cool to see. Jupiter and Cancer transit for Taurus, please. Clear, concise, and accurate messages. We have cashing. We have releasing. Okay. Their first card out was also Judgment. We have Three of Cups, which would represent the third house. And we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. You know what this is? And I kind of get this immediately. You have had Saturn going through your 11th house. And so there has been some friendships or wider networks that you've been a part of that you've had to see the real about and kind of release yourself from. I don't know. I feel like this is a second level of releasing. Because the cash-in speaks to storing away something for later. And with the Queen of Swords and the Judgment card, I'm kind of feeling like you're being called to let go of something here. Be very stern about it. And it's in relation to the Three of Cups, but what specifically? Let's see. You may find yourself either keeping an idea or possession hidden till the time is right, or simply unwilling to let go of something you aren't using out of fear that someone else may benefit from your release or surrendering. Sometimes the moment is not right to move forward. However, it doesn't mean that the time will never arrive. You may be working on a project, which is third house things, right? That holds great deal of promise, but you're unable to devote the energy at the moment. Setting the idea aside does not mean giving it up. It just means that you recognize there will be value in waiting. Caution may also indicate that you will benefit from investing. This may be investing in yourself or investing in a financial institution. Okay, so Bond was at the bottom of Aries deck as well. So it could be some form of partnership that you need to release, and you may be holding on to it, or the idea of it. Yeah, this came out for them too. Divine Union. This was their card here. And this is what I was saying, like the across different decks, there was like this unison in, you know, what needs to be done. I see decisions under this. One more deck. We have the Magician here with the Six of Cups. So for some of you, perhaps this could be you've been putting time and energy maybe into manifesting a relationship or a bond to be present. Knight of Swords wanted to show. I won't keep it though. Tell me more on the Three of Cups. 2 cards on the Three of Cups. Perhaps it's hopes of reconciliation or one to make a decision to reconcile. 2 cards on the Three of Cups. Let me get 1 card on the releasing. Clarify releasing. The Eight of Wands. Ooh, and the Ace of Swords. Ooh, and the Lovers. I spoke about the Lovers in Aries reading. Some of you need to be honest with yourself here. Maybe that will help you to let go of something. Maybe you need to release what you've been holding in. Okay? Because Jupiter in Cancer in your third house. The third house is about communication. And we saw the Gemini card earlier with the Knight of Swords. But these are also cards of communication. Okay? So there may be what it is that you're keeping in and waiting until the right time to speak. Maybe you need to speak up about it. Now I see the Star card with the Hierophant clarifying the Three of Cups. Okay, so you know, it's funny, I posted a story on my story yesterday. Tell your people you love them, something to that degree. So this may be that the stars are aligning and things are being put in place where Spirit is kind of like pushing you to say something. Oh, I'm hearing that song. Say something, I'm giving up on you. Because with Judgment and the Hierophant, I'm getting a push. Give me one more on cash-in. 5 of Swords. It's like someone, even if it isn't you, right? Moon card along with the 8 of Swords. Someone is in their head here, their fear. It's like someone is keeping something in. Maybe they're trying to have a power play here. Okay, and that kind of what needs to be let go. And so what you could see yourself going through for the next year is perhaps maybe power plays in relationships, and maybe just needing to continuously remind yourself to just speak your truth. Don't wait for the right time to say things, because that time may never come. You know what I mean? So watch how kind of stone cold you could be in situations with this Queen of Swords. Okay, I think that's the best way that I could put that. Moving on to Gemini. All right, Geminis, I need to try shorten these. These have been going 9-10 minutes. Gemini, this is happening in your second house. So yeah, finances. So your finances could be looking good for the year ahead, but it started off with a square at first to Saturn in your 11th house. And so there could be demands in your long-term goals from people in your wider network. Expectations being placed upon you, or responsibilities being placed upon you. That may push you a bit to, I'm hearing intuitively, assert yourself. Okay, perhaps proclaim your space. But Jupiter in Cancer is a very beneficial placement. So if you have, let's say you have your Gemini in your sun sign, then this is about your career, your purpose. It could even be about your father. If this is your moon, this could be about your mother, or your home life, or your body, or your emotional progression in life. Your rising sign, anything about you really. And if you have placements in Cancer and you are a Gemini rising, then definitely this is major glow up to your assets, your finances, your earnings, even your face. Okay, so for Gemini, someone rising, Jupiter in Cancer transit, main theme. Gemini, someone rising, Jupiter in Cancer transit, main theme. Oopsie. Seeing the Queen of Wands, so a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries may be significant for you all this week. I'm hearing this week specifically, but you can come back and let me know. All right, Geminis. Significant energy for Jupiter. Jupiter in Cancer transit. If you all get the Judgment card too, I'm gonna laugh. Because the other two signs got that so far. We have play, okay. We have karmic lesson. We have a hermit, that's Virgo energy. That's where the South Node is currently. The Page of Wands. And the Eight of Swords, okay. So I'm getting imposter syndrome. Yeah, look, shame to the bottom of the deck here. I don't know why I immediately got imposter syndrome. I feel like there's something that you have a level of maturity in, or you will be getting a level of maturity in. But there's a lot of doubts that you have. Let's see what's at the bottom of this deck. We have commitment. Okay. And this one is the Three of Cups, the Four of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. It's like you're not happy. Or you won't allow yourself to be happy. And it's that, I feel like that's it. You won't allow yourself to be happy. And I feel like if it's not imposter syndrome, it's just because you're kind of stuck at learning. And you need to allow yourself to have some enjoyment. That's what the play card is, right? So with Jupiter in your second house, the second house could be linked a bit to luxury, that Taurus energy. Let's read play here. It's like, okay, you've learned the lesson, you've mastered it with the Hermit card here. That's the good news. You could try to enjoy life a little bit. You're starting over, but You're starting over with lessons learned, but here is the Eight of Swords, very much your energy. You're kind of stuck in your head about whether or not you could enjoy yourself, right? You must have learned a really harsh lesson. In a world where we are constantly consuming information, play asks that you disconnect and allow your brain to create some output. It is during play that our creativity expands. It is during states of play that our mind relaxes, and out of the blue we discover solutions to problems that may have been eluding us. So I kind of feel like you all need to allow this transit to make you all have some fun. You've learned the lesson. Saturn in Saturn in Pisces transit has been very difficult for Gemini placements for sure. Tell me more about this karmic lesson. King of Wands. I don't know why I'm getting fire sign energy for you all. And the Eight of Cups. Some of you may have left people with fire sign energy, with fire sign placements. Taurus, no. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Or there's just been a lot of maturing that you've done over immediate gratification, where you put in the work to learn the hard lessons. You didn't allow yourself to play like you really hunkered down. But going back to this Page of Wands, I kind of feel like you could allow yourself to hit restart with the lessons that you have had. Tell me more about the Eight of Swords. The Nine of Swords. Ooh, you're in your head a lot. And with the Five of Wands here, there could have been a lot of conflict that occurred internally, consequently out externally, that made you feel like this. Tell me more about this King of Wands. A Leo could be significant with the Sun card here. Moving away from this though, Six of Swords. Page of Wands. Yeah, Ten of Wands. It's like you're carrying the baggage. The Moon card, you're carrying the fears. Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. You're having a new beginning here. You're having a new opportunity with this Jupiter in Cancer transit, but you have to be the one to allow yourself to play here, okay? I want to read a part of this commitment card for you because maybe it will help to kind of wake you up a bit. And the number 8 is standing out for me. I saw the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Swords, and now we have number 8, commitment. The commitment card asks that you examine areas where you have entered into an obligation. Are you ready to put in the work if needed? Are you willing to sacrifice something to ensure that you stay true to your word? Of course, we all have our moments of feeling less than enthusiastic. The question you may need to consider is if those moments of angst and resentment outweigh the love and support or commitment bring to this situation. It's interesting. I had a client that got this card in a reading that I recently did for him. And he's a Gemini rising. So if you're watching this, this may be for you. As a reminder, that is. But for other placements as well, you know, Jupiter transits in your 2nd house. Make sure you're balancing work and play, using your assets to bring you some type of joy. I'm not doing no better time. Okay, Jupiter in Cancer. Cancer placements, you are the star of the show. Be careful. You could put on some weight with this transit, especially Cancer moons and Cancer risings. Cancer suns could see expansion in their career. They could see expansion for their fathers. Cancer moons could see expansion in their mother's life. Their mother could have a child, you know. If you're a Cancer moon or your person is and you're of childbearing age, that could be a possibility too. But there's a square that happens at first to Saturn in your 10th house. And I feel for you all, especially the suns and the rising. This could definitely have to do with your career. and your reputation. Okay, I remember I kept telling Gemini this back when Saturn was in their 10th house and Jupiter was in their first house, that, you know, to whom much is given, much is expected. And so Jupiter is trying to expand who you are. Saturn from your 10th house is saying there are a lot of eyes on you right now. So make sure that you could live up to the expectations and responsibilities that are being placed upon you. Okay. All right. Cancer, Sun, and Rising. What will this transit be like for them? But you're blessed. You're highly favored while Jupiter is transiting your first house and it's exalted there. So you have a new moon coming up in your first house as well. So your identity could be changing. You could be having a glow up of some sort. Anything in your life really could be changing and expanding for your highest good. All right. Cancer, Sun, and Rising. Jupiter in Cancer transit, please. Don't like to see what I saw at the bottom of that deck. We have memory. It's a bit of nostalgia here. Gemini just got karmic lesson. So if you have Gemini placements, go and check out their reading. The Wheel of Fortune, which has to do with karma. This has to do with things coming back around. This has to do with cycles. Seven of Swords. Yeah, the Three of Swords. What I saw at the bottom of the deck was the Ten of Swords. Okay. All right, there's also the deck card. So there's some type of major transformation that you're about to go through. We have insight. Yeah. This memory somehow. You have self-discipline. Let me see. Oops. Memory. Crows never forget a friend or a foe. As complex as these birds are, forgiveness does not seem too likely. Remember, ask that you examine areas where you may be letting a past hurt or situation impact how you engage with someone today. Are you cautious or holding a grudge? Do you expect others to behave in a certain way because of past behaviors? So it seems you're kind of holding on to the past, and it's interesting because Ten of Swords is here, but the 3 and 7 of Swords makes 10 of Swords also. What's here? Self-discipline. Let's get some more cards because I'm hearing do-over. Because I feel like you have a chance to redo something with this karmic wheel here. You know, lessons were learned. If it's not from you, it could be from someone else. And then it's like, okay, maybe the time wasn't right then, but the time is right now. But, you know, you're kind of holding on to the pain, and the pain could be some type of smoke screen that you put up to kind of protect yourself with the 7 of Swords. Or with the monkey here being blindfolded, it's like you're blinded by whatever this pain or hurt is. Tell me more, please, for Cancer. Or even if it's not the same situation, or the same people, it could be similar situations. You know, 12 years ago it happened when Jupiter transit Cancer, and now here it comes again. The opportunity to have this thing, but the players are different. But you're blinded by the past. You learned your karmic lesson over the 12 years, so allow yourself to move forward. And that makes sense too, because Saturn is in Aries, and so you have that 7-year Saturn cycle. So the last time you were having some type of lessons, karmic lessons being learned, was 7 years ago, which is what, 2018, 2017, I think. You do the math. 2019, I'm not sure. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, so it'd be like 2017, 2018, depending on when exactly it ingressed into Capricorn back then. All right, here we go. Tell me more about this Wheel of Fortune, because the wheel seems to be turning again in your favor. It's just you're kind of blinded by whatever this is. Yeah. Whoa, Ace of Cups, Knight of Cups, Ace of Swords. Yeah. There's a change in love or admiration. Your cup is being filled by spirit. Basically, this, again, tell me more about the Wheel of Fortune. The Queen of Pentacles, yeah. Spirit is trying to fill your cup up. But again, Eight of Swords here. So it's kind of like you're creating that self-imposed prison here. Tell me more about the karmic lesson. Ooh, you're guarded. Five of Swords. Tower. But I feel like there's a lot of resistance that you could try, but this is coming in to shake up your world with this Tower card here, because we have the Eight of Swords again. So whatever prison you may have put yourself in your mind, you know, that Uranus energy is coming to strike it. Tell me more about the Three of Swords. The Nine of Cups, yeah. You may have wanted this thing in the past, or your mind was set on having it a certain way. Yeah, right, set. Hangman energy. But, you know, something is coming in for you all. So, just be prepared for that. Leo energy, you know. Okay, Leo, this is happening in your 12th house. Very subtle energy. And it's making a square immediately to Saturn in your 9th house. So there could be some legalities or bureaucracy that some of you may have to deal with. Laws, rules. Okay. Some of you, this could have to do with foreign papers, your documents, to move somewhere, to live somewhere, to work somewhere, far away from where you currently are. Some of you, it's getting adjusted to a different culture or religion, or breaking free from certain conditions and programmings. Leo, please, Jupiter and Cancer transit. Okay, they gave you all two. Interesting. Leo, please, Jupiter in Cancer transit. Leo, please, Jupiter in Cancer transit. Leo, please, Jupiter in Cancer transit. If you have Aries placement in your big three, go watch Aries reading. We have communication and we have ghosts. Some of you may actually be communicating with the dead. Okay. All right. So we have distorted feminine. We have the Hangman. The Five of Cups. And the Ten of Cups. So glass has half empty versus glass half full mentality. That's my first impression of this. We have cycles. We have memory. So the ghosts kind of that are haunting you and consequently maybe showing up in the way you communicate and dialogue with others, could be sabotaging connections for you. It doesn't only have to be romantic connections, it could be literally any connections. We can see a lot of Piscean energy here, and it's got more like subconscious energy, right? And your ability to be present. So your distorted feminine energy here, you have your inner feminine needs to heal, basically. That's what I'm getting. Tell me more about the Hangman. You may be disconnected from your intuition, and Jupiter is trying to get you, you know, Jupiter exalts in the house of Pisces, which is a 12th house. Right, Nine of Swords, you're worried in your head a lot. The Five of Swords, you could be focused more on the bad than the good. It could be hard to please you during this transit. Five of Cups down. The King of Cups, and one more on the Ten of Cups. Oh my goodness, why the noise? And we have the Ace of Swords, which is the communication card, and we do have the Three of Swords here. So it's like your perspective, which the Ace of Swords could sometimes represent, or logical thinking, right? Yeah, with the Moon card here. Even the Eight of Wands here, another communication card. It's like you're communicating from a space of hurt. This is a time where you could be triggered a lot. And those subconscious triggers, they become to the foreground of your mind. And you're communicating really like with ghosts, right? That's not the person who did whatever to you. Okay, this says shadows of the past. Let them visit, but don't let them stay. They no longer hold substance in your world, and if they linger too long, they become trapped in your psyche. Have you ever found yourself having an argument with someone who wasn't even in the room? The argument plays out in your head. The situations that brought about the feelings and emotions that led to internal disagreement is a ghost. Like a ghost repeating the pattern of walking through room cycles. As it has done each night since its human form passed, it is stuck in a moment in time. There is nothing that can be said or done that would change what occurred. Ghosts ask that you examine your feelings regarding a past event. Are you able to find acceptance and move forward into healing? Are you unable to forgive or seek forgiveness, allowing old wounds of the past to remain open? Pay attention to when ghosts appear. They may indicate the source of a block. And a communication card more speaks to you saying, speak up for what you want. Okay? It says you may think those around you know your needs and desires, but that may not be the case, and now is the time to articulate those wishes. Communication asks that you get clear on what you want so that there will be no misunderstanding or confusion later. Okay, so whether that be with your spiritual family or your earthly family or the people that you connect with in the earthly realm, you have to speak up for what you want. And that could be where your distorted feminine comes in, right? Because the feminine energy has no problem sitting back and receiving and asking for help. Okay, so but what may have hurt you in the past may be influencing this. Let's move on to Virgo. I think after Libra I'm gonna switch my tarot deck. All right, Libras, this is happening in your 10th house. Can we say glow up in career? Think about what was happening for you in 2013, 2014. In your career, in your reputation. For some of you, what could have been happening with your father, okay? Especially Libra suns or Libra risings. For Libra moons, maybe you might want to think what was happening with your mother back then. Or with your romantic relationship. Or just your emotions, how you were processing your emotions. How did you feel on an emotional level? Did you feel fulfilled? Now, there is a square that is happening immediately to Saturn in your 7th house. I must mention, for those who don't follow astrology, today, June the 9th, this is when Jupiter moves into the sign of Cancer. I didn't say that at the beginning. I'll probably put it on the banner for the video and in the description box. Yeah, more likely is a change in your reputation, a change in your public image, you know, some type of upliftment that is happening for you all. But of course, there's a tension first with partnerships, enemies. Maybe some of you need to deal with some healing, some therapy from the 7th house. Okay, some contracts needs to be signed. Libra, Cancer, Jupiter and Cancer, transit for them. Libra, Jupiter in Cancer, transit for them, please. Oh yeah. Alright, this is not setting properly. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Jupiter in Cancer. Transit for them, please. Clear, concise, and accurate message. Clear, concise, and accurate messages. Libra. Bond, Aries got this card, so you might want to check out their reading if you have that in your big three. Dreams, Four of Cups. Look at the Cancer energy on the top of this card. Six of Wands. I'm hearing there's this song from this reggae artist. His name is Taurus Riley, and the name of the song is Just the Way You Are. And he said, oh my gosh, now I forgot what he said. I think it's something to the effects that you're supposed to be my wife, I'm supposed to be your husband. So I don't know, there's some of you could have some dreams in regards to that Knight of Wands energy. So this is putting forth energy into pursuing something, wanting to be victorious in it with the Six of Wands, or at least acknowledging with this Four of Cups, this is what you want. It could be acknowledging something was a missed opportunity. We have the Knight of Wands here though, which is definitely putting action into something. And I think it's into, you know, recognizing something that will be fulfilling. We do have distorted feminine here to the bottom of this deck. We have the Ten of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. So there could have been blockages within yourself, insecurities with the Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands that kind of stop you from becoming this King of Wands energy, where you're able, regardless of your gender though, where you're able to pursue certain things. We have warning here. I'm looking at the pink flowers. I'm going to read that warning. So I don't recall getting that before. This card is about you getting back to some type of karmic connection. Let me just read it for you. I need you to see what I'm saying. Bond represents a karmic relationship, a connection that goes beyond our everyday existence. Whether that be a person, career, place, or hobby, the connection is deep and strong. Bond creates an energy that pulls you closer to where you need to be and tug you back when you get too far. So this, whatever this is, this you're supposed to be a part of whatever this is, okay? And then the warning card though, that's what I want to see here. Warning brings to your awareness the red flags that you may be missing or denying, putting you in less than a desirable situation. Warning signs appear throughout various scenarios in our life. Sometimes it takes a friend on the outside or someone on the outside to point out what we don't want to acknowledge. When this card appears in a reading, consider the signs that you have received. Do they shed light on a situation that you may be avoiding? And that's kind of what I'm feeling here with this Ten of Wands and Five of Pentacles. It's like you have a blocker somehow in you that makes you not able to see, and that could be your inner distorted feminine, okay? Let's get some more. Why is the Knight of Wands here? The Moon card, fears, being closed off from the intuition. Some of you could even be having some serious dreams during this transit, okay? And it could be in regards to romantic situations with the Knight of Cups here. It could be from the past with the Six of Cups present, the Two of Wands. You've been on the fence about this, but I kind of feel like you know that that's what you need to do. The Four of Cups. I'm gonna stop. It's like sometimes when I try to generalize a message, it makes no sense because the cards are going to come out either way. And it's interesting because your sister sign Aries got this as well. So some of you could be connected to an Aries in real life. But with the Two of Cups here, it's like the same thing with the Bond card. There's some type of connection that's been calling you. You might be surprised. You might run into this person at a Swords, Tower, the Ace of Wands. A spark may be rekindled somehow for something, okay? So, yeah. Let me switch decks. And then we're going to move on to Scorpio. I did not write down Libra's time at all. All right. Did I skip Virgo? I have no idea if the time I wrote down was for Libra or for Virgo. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not gonna do Scorpio. I'm gonna do Virgo. That's crazy. You know what? No. Scorpio. All right, Scorpio. If I don't have Virgo, I'll just gonna do them in another reading, okay? Because I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Okay, Scorpio. This is happening in your 9th house. You have a Dharma house that will be activated. Very beneficial energies for you all. But first, there's a square that happens from your 9th house. So 9th house could be, sorry, from your 6th house. 9th house could be things like HR, it could be things like immigration, it could be stuff like court cases, school, higher educations, grandchildren if you have that age, if you're of that age. And then the 6th house could be stuff like having to be of service, health, people you employ or people who employ you, your co-workers. So there could be some tension that you're having to sort out at first between those two energies. But let's get into your cards, Scorpio, because overall I feel for you all, this could be where you travel more, you teach, you learn. Maybe some of you could be granted citizenships or passports for places you want to travel, have some long distance travel, meet a guru or mentor at this time that becomes very beneficial for you all. I remember I'm a Scorpio rising, and I remember in 2013 I met a mentor when I was doing my internship, who later became influential. But in 2013 also I started teaching. I was teaching at a high school back then, and then I also mentored a guy from junior college. So just saying. Jupiter in Cancer transit for Scorpios, please. See what's the main intuitive message here. Jupiter in Cancer transit. Grab the new deck for you all because I did the previous 6 signs with one deck. Jupiter, please. Jupiter, Sun and Rising. Sorry. Scorpio, Sun and Rising, Jupiter and Cancer transit, please. Perspective, which makes sense. 9th house is about a higher perspective, it's a connection to God, right? This is giving me Hangman energy. We have heartbreak. Wow. The Chariot, Cancerian energy. The 9 of Cups. I'm liking these 2 cards so far. They're successful cards. The Page of Pentacles. We have upheaval. Kind of feel like there's a change that is happening for you all. With this transit, we have self-discipline here. It's at the bottom of this deck. We have the King of Swords, the Star card, and the 4 of Wands. Any disappointment that has happened or that will happen, it's so that you could get pretty clear on what it is that you want and take steps towards it, even if it means hitting a little bit of a restart with the Page of Pentacles here. Okay. When you take a moment to stop, disengage, and open your mind to seeing the situation from a different perspective, Different perspective. You might realize there is more information available that will assist in ensuring the best course of action is taken. And that's what I feel this Chariot is. Your next steps. But being very balanced in how you approach it. Nine of Cups is being very clear on what it is that you want. When perspective appears, your situation will benefit from slowing down and holding off on any significant decision making, as you may not have all the information that is available to ensure that all aspects of the situations are considered. Page of Pentacles is some type of offer. So maybe you're receiving an offer. You might feel like you're being lowballed. You might feel like you're maybe destined for more. Let's get some more cards here. Page of Pentacles. Why is the Page of Pentacles here? Yeah, the Ten of Swords. You're not going to be happy on whatever this is. The card, your card. You might feel like you need to defend yourself. Seven of Wands, Five of Wands. It's very defensive energy here. Four of Cups, not satisfied at all. Why is the Chariot here? Again, another Ten of Swords, but this one is the everything is fine card. So just know that your path is protected here. One more in Chariot. You know, the ninth house does have to do with our purpose, so you may be being realigned to your purpose here. Empress. Nine of Cups. That's movement. You're moving away from something with this transit here. Ten of Wands. Yeah, upheaval, the Tower card. You're moving away from something here. But you need to know that everything is fine. Give me one more on the Empress card. Why is Empress here? Yeah, because there is some type of new opportunity. Six of Pentacles, Temperance card, divine intervention. There's something else that is coming for you all. That's what I feel here. Give me one more on heartbreak. Self-discipline, again, it was at the bottom of the deck here. So I feel like self-discipline may come out because you might want to watch how you react to whatever this is. Let's see what the upheaval is about. Upheaval is a reminder that things can change on a whim, though through no fault of your own. Are you prepared for change? Are you able to regain your composure and fly off to a better, more stable position? It's kind of what I'm feeling with this self-discipline card, that you're going to have to be composed in whatever this is. From being laid off to being forced to move to a new home, change can appear sudden and sometimes cruel, but not always. Sometimes there are clues that change is coming, yet we ignore the signs. Sometimes change can bring a fortunate situation or moves us into a position to receive a greater opportunity. I feel you are being moved into a position to receive a greater opportunity, but it may mean you leaving behind what you think it is that you want, okay? And that perhaps is why your perspective is needed. Maybe you need to step away for a bit there. Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, this is happening in your 8th house. You could think back to 2013, 2014. What's happening for you then? Did you get any type of loans? Any type of major changes with income tax, shared responsibilities, shared resources? I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna take that one too. Did you get any type of inheritance? Okay, this could be themes that you see right now. There is a square immediately to Saturn in your 5th house. So, you know, shared responsibilities, as an example of this could be greater responsibility when it comes to children, since Saturn is in your 5th house, right? Tell me more. Cancer transit for Sag. Jupiter is also your ruler, and it's exalted in the sign of Cancer. This is going to be a beneficial transit for you, Sagittarius. You and Pisces for sure. This is your ruler, your planetary ruler. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, please. Mischief, illusion. Perhaps that's why they wanted me to pull these two cards together. Work. So this is about your career. The Fool card. The High Priestess. Wow, 2 major arcanas out the gate. And the Page of Swords. There could be something about a new beginning here, or something unfolding with work that you may not have all the information about, or that someone is hiding the information about. Let's see. Illusion. Have you ever been absolutely positively 100% certain about a situation only to find the complete opposite is true? During a reading, illusion may serve as to help you uncover if you are clinging to a narrative that suits your feelings about a situation rather than the facts. Does your interpretation match reality, or are you acting on an illusion? Now, I would say that because mischief also came out, it could be that someone is clouding your judgment here. Mischief indicates an annoyance, nothing detrimental, just a situation that causes a bit of short-lived grief. You may be the target of someone's delinquency or bad behavior. This card may also indicate that you need to add some innocent mischief or passion. I don't feel it's that part. I feel like someone is trying to get a rise out of you. You're the target of someone's delinquency or bad behavior, and it's in relation to work. You know, I'm a progressed Sagittarius rising, and I could immediately see how, after reading those two cards and knowing work is here, I could immediately see how this could apply to me. We have forgiveness here and communication. We also have, to the bottom of this deck, exposed. Yeah. The 8th house is also about secrets too. So we have the 5 of Wands, right, which could represent like conflict, competition. I don't know. I feel like you might want to watch with this Fool card. Like, I'm not getting the energy of taking a risk. I'm also getting the energy of you not doing anything foolish, because you're gonna be reacting from a place of someone pushing your buttons behind the scenes. Tell me more about the Fool card. The Knight of Wands. Yeah, the Tower is here, and the Knight of Wands and the Tower for me is someone who reacts impulsively. The Empress. Scorpio got this Empress with this everything is fine, and I was telling them like there may be some upheaval. So yeah, just be mindful there. The Page of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, like another work card here. We also have the 3 of Wands. Some of you may be thinking about moving towards something else work-wise. Why is the, or you may be getting information about a co-worker who's behaving mischievously. Yeah, the Ace of Swords with that exposed that we saw earlier. They're both like exposure energy. Why is the High Priestess here? The Sun card. Quite a bit of major arcanas here. Another one, Temperance. which is your card, Sagittarius. We also have Chariot here. Scorpio also got this card. Check out their reading if you have Scorpio placements. You know what? I feel like there's going to be a bit of divine intervention here for you. Like you're going to get the right information at the right time in regards to whoever it is that could be creating this mischief for you. Five of Swords wanted to show. Give me one more on work. Tell me one more about work, please. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Judgment card. For some of you all, and this could be like completely left field, but for some of you all, I want you to realize that when it comes to a relationship, work will have to be put into it. And there could be people outside of your relationship, especially since you have that Saturn in your 5th house. There could be people outside of your relationship that is trying to like trigger old patterns or habits, or just some type of distraction to kind of get spin up in this situation. So just know that if this is in relation to a relationship, work may be needed here. All right, Capricorns. All right, Caps, this is happening in your 7th house. You know, Jupiter is exalted in the sign of Cancer, so this could be when you find a really great spouse. Or your relationship takes off to another level. Your existing relationship takes off to another level. You get the right contract. There is a square immediately to Saturn in your 4th house, so there could be some changes or restrictions placed upon the bond due to family, okay? Because that's Saturn in your 4th house. But let's see, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If it's your moon, this could be, you know, blessings for your mother if you have a Cancer moon. If you have a Capricorn sun or a Capricorn moon, this is this could be triggering something in the lives of the other parents. So perhaps if it's a Capricorn sun, the opposite from the sun would be the mother, the moon. If it's a Capricorn moon, the opposite from the moon would be the sun, the father. Okay, just treating it as the other there, right? Tell me more for Capricorn for this Jupiter and Cancer transit. Jupiter in Cancer transit for Capricorn. For some of you, this could be your partner who sees some type of level up in their life, or your business partner. Hell, even an enemy, because the 7th house does represent the enemy. Could be a second child for Capricorn risings, or maybe even moons. Could be a second child. The 7th house could represent a second child that has some type of glow up. I'm gonna take just those. Anomaly. Wow, I love when this card comes out. Cycles. So there's a pattern that is breaking here. We have your card, Queen of Pentacles, Caps. Why for your reading Pentacles have to come out? Is it a Capricorn reading without Pentacles? Two of Pentacles. And the Three of Swords. I feel like almost all cardinal sign placements got a little bit of heartbreak mixed somewhere in their reading, I swear. We have communication at the bottom of the deck here. So there could be a discussion had. We will read the anomaly in a bit. Ooh. We have night. This communication could happen at night. It's gonna be like insights that you get in your dreams. We do have the 5 of Swords here with the Strength card and the 10 of Cups. So this could be in relation to a family situation. Let me see anomaly. What was at the bottom of this deck? Night. Alright. Anomalies number 2. Something is going to appear and it will be hard not to notice or avoid it. It is strikingly clear that what you encounter will be abnormally good or perhaps abnormally bad. Either way, it will stand out in some way. Anomaly may appear if you're contemplating an event within a relationship. You may find yourself questioning if someone's behavior, good or bad, serves an indication of who they truly are. Ooh. Or if the situation was a rare event and out of character. Sometimes we just need to have one small encounter and outlier to understand a greater potential or to be able to rule out an absolute. This doesn't feel good. It kind of feels like someone will say something. With that Knight card to the bottom too, is giving me a shadow side, right? And because we have the Three of Swords here, are there events such as petty squabbles that serve you little and can be released into the dark? I don't feel like it would be a petty squabble. I feel like what has happened before you may think was a petty squabble, and then you realize this is this person's true character. Honestly, let's get more cards. Because they'll be right. Remember the Five of Swords. It's like someone was in a very petty tit for tat energy, wanting to win at all costs. So they may say whatever. And you know, the thing about the Jupiter is transit to your 7th house. If you're not meant to be with someone, there is gonna be a blessed ending to that relationship. So it's gonna be like a cycle that you want continuously have, and then Jupiter comes and end that for good. Okay, Jupiter certainly has done that for me when it transit the sign of Taurus. I need a relationship for good, and I'm grateful for that. So I do feel like there is some type of communication here that's gonna break some type of cycle. And this doesn't have to be only be romantic. It could be any interpersonal relationship of yours. Tell me more about the Queen of Pentacles. The Nine of Swords. There goes that Knight energy. Something, and this could be something that it will happen, and whatever that person say, it's gonna kind of like stay in your head here. Tell me more about the Two of Pentacles. Just this one to show, I'm gonna get one more, but this kind of shows me there is some type of imbalance or unfairness. Right, justice, damn, justice and judgment. I feel like this kind of represents that, you know, what you need to do is kind of clear. We kind of do have the 8 of Cups and the 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands is like battle energy too at the bottom of the deck. It's like leave away this conflict. Let me get one more on the Two of Pentacles. The Page of Cups. It's like you keep, or someone keeps, right, Hierophant and the Ten of Swords. Someone keep trying to keep something one-sided, or something that there's not much emotional maturity in. There's not emotional balance in going. Tell me about Three of Swords. The Nine, yeah, this has been it will be a struggle, or it has already been a struggle, and now Jupiter is transit through your 7th house is going to make it clearer. Right, High Priestess energy, Piscean energy. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of 9s for you all. So 999. So that's the end of a cycle completion. Okay, let me get one more on the Three of Swords. It's like maybe perhaps something that is heavy that your heart didn't want to accept, something that you may feel a bit of shame about, and that's why you may have kept entertaining it. Another 9, the 9 of Cups came right back. Right, 5 of Swords. I think you're gonna have to let this one go with the Strength card here. Yep. And some of you all, this person may double down on what they have already said, and then you're gonna realize it's not really an anomaly, or what they say stands out so much that it makes you question back everything. Moving on to Aquarius. Aquarius, this is happening in your 6th house, and it will immediately make a square to Saturn in your 3rd house. So this could have to do with renting your community that you live in, where you go to the gym, people that you work with, how you give a service to people. But overall, this Jupiter is transit in your 6th house. It's not really comfortable there because the 6th house is Virgo territory. I feel like you could want to give back more, or even if you don't want to give back more, there will become demands on you to be more of service. Watch what you eat, watch your health. Existing health problems could expand with this, and watch your debts as well, okay, because 6th house does have to do with debts. Aquarius, please. Jupiter in Cancer transit. Right, I forgot who else got an extra one. I think it was Sagittarius. So if you have Sagittarius placements, go check out their reading. Aquarius. Aquarius, please. Sun, Moon, and Rising. So if this is your sun, career, purpose, father, mother, moon sign, home energy, private life, your emotions. Oh, one more. And your rising sign, anything in your life. You keep getting extra cards. So this was the first one. We have community. Yeah, I did speak to that square to Saturn in your 3rd house. We have freedom. You know, Pluto is in Aquarius right now, and it's transforming the Aquarius placements. It's kind of allowing them to think of the whole, but at the same time, if they were in any situations where they were kind of like, I feel bogged down, this is where they are able to break free, right? We have gratitude, we have the 9 of Wands, we have the 3 of Wands. I'm looking forward to the brighter, the Queen of Cups, and the Hierophant. Some of you are breaking free from Aquarius. I'm hearing cults, decisions. We have the bottom of this deck. Organizations, communities that you're not supposed to be a part of. We have balance, we have release. Yeah, I kind of feel like you're putting yourself first. You definitely, with this Knight of Wands, you're taking decisive action here for sure. 2 of Swords, 2 of Wands. Those are decision-making cards. Some of you, you're gonna just feel free to express yourself in a community. It's not about you like breaking free from anything. It's just you deciding to be who you are. Not letting shame or anything like that hold you back, or rules. And I don't mean rules like laws, crime, or anything like that. I just mean like societal rules and expectations being placed upon you here. Traditional programming, cultural expectations. Those things I feel like you're breaking free from. When you pull community, think of it as a nudge to connect with a group that interests you. Not only will you find your opportunities there, you will become a part of a group. Focus on a similar goal. Community may also indicate that you would benefit from examining your relationships within a group or belief system. Are your goals and beliefs in alignment with the group's philosophy? Do you remain within a community simply because it's a part of your history, but your involvement or participation is limited, and as a result, you feel disconnecting. You may need to consider if the philosophy of a community that you no longer connect with is still impacting your decisions or your perception of events. Freedom. Freedom brings a message that you do not need to stay where you are. You can change your position. You can rise up and see the world from a different point of view. You have the wings. All you need is desire and self-confidence to fly. And that's what I'm saying with the self-confidence. I feel like some of you, it's just the freedom to just be who you are. You know, there could be a gratitude that you have to be able to make, or that you will soon find, to be able to make your own choices and decisions. This Jupiter in your 6th house could be where you break free from certain contracts and expectations. Even if it's like not external contracts, but more so contracts of what is placed upon you, maybe by a mother figure, maybe by a matriarchal lineage. King of Cups wanted to show, so maybe even by a father for some of you, maybe even by a relationship with the Hierophant card and the King and Queen of Cups, okay, and fears with the Moon card here. It's like you were unable with this Three of Wands to really look forward to the future, or you've been waiting for a moment, and this perhaps this transit will be the one to activate it for you. So let's talk more about the Three of Wands. Yeah, Temperance. This is like divine intervention here. This is Jupiterian energy. 9 of Wands. Yeah, moving on from something. 6 of Swords. Again with the balance. There wasn't balance in something, or something wasn't fair. You know it wasn't right. Right? Why is the King and Queen of Cups here? Why is the King and Queen of Cups here? 6 of Cups. This could have to do with things from your past, you know, things that there's some kind of history that involves. For some of you with the Lovers cards, like I said, this could have to do with a relationship. Maybe now, maybe you love someone in secret, and now maybe you feel like you have the ability to love them out loud. Hierophant with the Chariot here. One more. The 5 of Wands. Some of you definitely is a cult or a community or expectations from family or culture that you're gonna break free from. I feel with this Ace of Swords here is like you're gonna clearly see through how they created conflict in your life, in your mind. Yeah, in your mind. 2 of Swords in your mind. It held you back for Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, breaking free from service here somehow. All right, lastly, Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This energy will trine you, or Sun, Moon, and Rising at some point. Very beneficial energy will be happening in your 5th house. So more joy, more play, more pleasure. Some of you romantic love, some of you children. But first, there is a square to Saturn in your 2nd house. So there may be questions about the finances to do something. There may be questions about whether it's good for your body. There may be questions from even the family. The 2nd house is what we got from our family. All right, Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, please. Okay, you have one that jumped out there. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, please. You have a couple jumpers, Pisces. You know, this is good for you. Jupiter is dignified in your sign. It's your ruler. And then there it goes, being exalted in the sign of Cancer and makes a trine to you. So this is good energy. For me personally, I love this for my son. He's a Pisces rising with a Cancer moon. I love it for me too, because since it's his Cancer moon, the moon represents your mother. So if you're a Pisces moon, this is good energy for your mother. We have release. We have communication. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the Page of Pentacles. Ooh, I'm feeling this as a breaking free from a spell, like spell work. I'm gonna be honest. That may not apply for everybody, but I'm just saying 2 pages here. We have displacement, so it could have been from someone's anger, strength. Just gonna take strength from that one, and another page, a Page of Swords. So we have 3 pages, which normally do represent communication, plus we have the communication card. So you could expect a bit of increased communication, whether it be in the spiritual world or in the 3D. Okay, let's read this release card. When the time comes when you cannot grieve anymore and it is time to let go, release is the next step. This card may come to you when you need help moving forward or accepting an ending. It is time to move on, rise up, and release yourself from the past. Release represents the transition between letting go and moving on. It is a moment when we become aware that we can no longer hold on to the past or an event that cannot be altered. You may need to consider if your situation is blocked or impacted by something that needs to be released. So why? Let me do displacement. Be aware if you are lashing out at someone or taking out your frustration on an innocent bystander because you feel powerless. Emotions centered around shame and how we view our position within an experience can also attribute to displacement. When displacement appears, you may need to consider if you are confronting the source of your anger or just looking for an easy target. Displacement may also call to your attention awareness of being someone's punching bag when they are stressed out or in a state of shame. I'm feeling this Queen of Wands. There's people that's involved here. We have all these court cards, 3 pages and a Queen of Wands. Kind of feeling like this Queen of Wands may be the person who lashed out. Queen of Wands may be who you need to release from, who you need to release, or who you need to be released from, or who you are being released from. Remember about this Queen of Wands, because the 5th house is all about our good karma, and I feel like good karma is being activated for you. Right, you're being released from 6 of Swords. Right, Fool card here. Hello. You're being released from this Queen of Wands. You're moving away from this energy. Tell me more about this Queen of Wands. Why are they being released from this Queen of Wands? 2 of Pentacles. This person created a lot of instability. This person was unstable. Right. This person is like, you got it right the first time. This person created a lot of instability. And I keep seeing Pentacles because when I pulled this, I saw 6 of Pentacles. Now I'm seeing 4 of Pentacles. So this person could have had issues that they created with money. Okay. So you will know if that applies to your situation. But I just feel like this person created a lot of instability in your life, whether you knew it or not. The divination card is the Page of Pentacles. Tell me more about the Page of Pentacles here. But again, that could be in regards to opportunities or finances, Pisces. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Sorry. That's confirmation. The Magician. Divination. This person created some kind of like roadblock work. 2 of Wands, the World card here. Page of Cups, please. Why is the Page of Cups here? The King of Wands. Well, we have another. We have like a pair here. I also see the Emperor to the bottom of the deck here. So this energy may have been in regards to a masculine or an authority figure of some sort. Money could have been a source here. Look, now 5 of Pentacles. Money or opportunity, or just the stability of someone's life or someone's connection with another, because the 5 of Pentacles could represent 2 people being out in the cold. So communication will start to flow now between you and someone else, because someone is, let me get 2 cards here. Give me one on release and one on communication. The Devil, Capricorn energy. Yeah. A toxic connection someone is being released from. Tell me more about communication. Or a spell work that had some type of binding. Right, and it could have created discord between a family situation because, again, magician of spell work, magic, okay? Alright, so you do let me know how that goes. This is forecast for the year ahead, but just know that communications should start to flow when Jupiter picks up momentum and moves away from Saturn, from the square with Saturn, okay? Until next time, be blessed.